Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox. You're on the panel. It's one and only JFK and my mate, Fox. How we doing, gentlemen?
Evening, Ox, Jep. Evening, Fox.
Evening, guys.
How are you, Fox?
How are you? Aye. Okay, pal. Okay.
Oh, that's good, mate. I'm always concerned about your welfare. You know that, mate.
Aye. Cold weather's not doing me much good, right enough, but we'll soldier on.
Definitely.
How are you getting on with that? Did you get that big slipper for the winter? Did you ever buy that thing you looked at?
Big slipper. I've got a vision in my head, Fox sitting on the radio with his big slipper on.
How could I describe it? He said me once.
Oh,
it was like a flipper, but furry. And you slid your 2 feet in it in the winter. Did you buy it, Fox?
Of course I didn't.
Yeah. Is that the mermaid man?
It looked quite warm, to be fair, you know.
That's the old Billy Connolly patter you're coming out with now.
It was you that sent me it.
Oh, dearie me.
That was a Conley with a big slipper, you're right. But apart from that, how you doing, Fox? All right?
Aye, fair enough.
How come Bridge gets to go? How come Bridge gets to go on a pride holiday and the rest is stuck here? What's the score?
Senior citizen privileges.
All right, okay. So it's
I go on holiday on Wednesday.
So it's only the oldest gets. So when we need him to fall off his perch before somebody else gets a turn. Is that what
I'm next in line.
Oh, is that right?
No.
Then who?
Then it need to be Jimmy. Then he's next in line. And then you're at the back of the queue as normal.
Aye, that's just my luck.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, good solid performance yesterday. People thought maybe a tricky game, but even Gary Holt said they were chasing shadows. And when I reflected on it last night, when I was sitting thinking about it, actually 2-0 flattered Livingston. That could have been 4 or 5, really. JFK.
I definitely watched the game again last night. In the comfort of my home again, just sitting there myself, a couple of wee halves. And
big slipper on.
Big slipper was on, aye. I tried to stand up and walked for another half, but I fell there because there's only one slipper on. Oh, dearie me. You got me as bad as you knew. No, as I said it after the game, mate, on the show, and I just they tried to spoil it, but it didn't spoil my enjoyment. I thought it was a thoroughly professional performance from first whistle to final whistle. I would wish it had been 3 or 4, but I'll take the 2 all day. Keeps us up there at the top of the league. So it was a all round. I used the word that Steven Gerrard used. Some of the football we played was scintillating. Absolutely brilliant. So
What's that?
There's a picture of the lobby.
Oh, Foxy boy.
What have you started here? What do you mean? Anyway, it was...
you get your money back in that quite quickly, Fox. That would be an investment. Save you a lot on the heating, that would.
It was an absolutely wonderful performance. You can't take it away from us. And as you said, even the Gary Holt fella had said, you know, that the better team won. Obviously, the better team did win Oxford. Really pleased. Pleasing thing, Ryan Kent's, it's a dead leg, as I said last night. So I'm happy about that. He'll be back playing, no problem, within a couple of weeks. Anyway, it's 2 weeks.
He showed a lot of hunger for me yesterday.
Oh, definitely.
He shows a lot of hunger for he wants to do it for the team. He goes in and he tries and takes the ball. You get different types of braveness, Fox, huh?
So Ryan Kent's always willing to take the ball and see what he can do with it. I thought it was better than just a confident performance. I thought we actually played well during the game, but according to the online newspapers I've read, and even that I watched Sports Scene last night because I had nothing else to do, and they never showed you some of the bits of the brilliant football that we played. It's deliberately edited out.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad, absolutely sad, because, as I say, some of the passage of plays we had on Sunday there at the Tony Macaroni was absolutely top class.
The Tony Macaroni. I can't help but laugh when I hear that. By the way, we're starting to do that to teams. I noticed that against Hearts, Fox, when I seen the game actually live rather than TV coverage, how hard you'd need to work to play against us. And I saw that with a boy. What was the boy in midfield that came off for them? A born TD kid, he came off. I'll get his name. And he was gone after about 60 minutes because he'd been chasing shadows, because we moved the ball from side to side and you've got to work hard to contain us.
Aye, without a doubt. And we also get back into shape very quickly when we lost the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got it down to a fine art where the players are, and they know where they've got to be when we're attacking. And then when we lose the ball, or we miss, maybe no hit the target when we're attacking, we're straight back into our 4-3-3, and everybody knows their role. It's very good to watch.
I think the boy's name's Crawford, if I'm being honest. He went off yesterday. I'm just trying to check when he went off. He was gone, mate. He's absolutely gone.
Aye.
And that was the same with the boy Whelan a couple of games ago as well. He was knackered. He was gubbed after. That was the Motherwell game, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The Motherwell game who plays with. He was knackered after. So halfway through the first half, trying to chase shadows. We're very good when we play.
Have you noticed what we've done the last two games, guys? Your senior Fox 100% right. We're starting to press a bit better. You know, there was a couple of times that when we weren't giving them any room in the midfield, and what Fred was doing is he wasn't giving them an out. When they had the ball, Fred would make sure he was filling that space between the midfield and their goalkeeper, so to stop any pass back. And we played that really well, and 4 or 5 times they were in bother trying to get the ball out, and we done the same against Hearts. So I 100% agree with you, Fox. Some of the football we played was good, and as usual, I agree with you there that it's edited out. I mean, the PDs they scored a rubbish goal, and then they got an OG.
The defender kicked. I seen it last night.
Aye, but our 2 goals were, the build-up play was absolutely fantastic. You know, Fred scored his goal out of really nothing, because I didn't expect him to score for there, and the hit for Aribo was absolutely world class. So I've got to agree with Foxy say there. You know, some of the passing play that we had wasn't shown on that edited highlights. Yeah, I mean, it was all for there to see. So, no, I think now that we have managed to get against teams like this that put up the buses, they say, and I think the gaffers learned this is the way we need to play to break them down. And there will be harder games against so-called bigger teams in the coming months, but if we play like that every week, we've got to be really happy. It was 2-0 going on 3 or 4 for me anyway, and but at 2-0 I was happy. From start to finish, I thought we played really, really well.
I think we're improving, and I think that's what the support like to see, Fox. And improving as a team, proving as individuals. You take Barisic, Hollander. Arguably, we didn't have a general on the pitch yesterday. We were still very, very comfortable. But what I liked about yesterday was, I don't think there was anybody particularly shone, and it was a team performance. I would say that my 3 best players were the 2 centre halves and Morelos, but everybody get pass marks, if that makes sense, Fox.
Aye, it does indeed. We play well as a side. Jimmy was talking about the pressing side of our game. We pick times in the match to press. We don't do it all the time. We seem to pick the right time to start closing down, and it's the whole team that do it, mate. No just Alfie chasing down somebody. They're quick onto the other defenders to try and close them down. And what they do is they force them to go long, and Hollander and Goldson are just mopping it up all the time. It's well worked and well coached into the team.
And the big boy yesterday that played for Livingston, he was. I don't think Hollander lost a ball against him, hardly.
No. He was my man of the match. Hollander.
I wouldn't argue with that, mate. The only reason I would maybe go for Morelos because he was involved in the 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you take that out, I thought Hollander, I wouldn't argue with you, Big.
I mean, the big boys, you said, Dykes didn't get a sniff at it. So the big man had him in his pocket the whole game. Jeff G's made a good point there, which I was making it there. Ryan Jack, he was on their centre forwards all the time, and it made our centre halves be able to mop up. And that's what I was saying. You know, the way that we were pressing him hard like that. Ryan Jack was in there. It was a brilliant way to play, and that's the way we need to play against these teams. And we need to do it every week. And they're coming to Ibrox to do it all the time. And there's a team that and their own ground in it as well.
What I would like to say about Livingston, I don't like their style of football, but what I would like to say to them is at least to have a go. If that makes sense, they try and get the ball forward, they try and play a shape. It's no pretty football, obviously. It's, if you like, the old Wimbledon football. But at least they're trying to get the ball to the other end of the goal, whereas sometimes we're playing teams and have literally got 10 men behind the ball.
Well, as I said, the unmentionable guy on Sky where I was watching it, I mean, he called it spoiling football. You know, he said, this is Livingston playing a good game. They're spoiling it for Rangers. They're getting fouls away all over the park. And that isn't football. And Wimbledon did do that. You're right, Oxy. Wimbledon, that was the way Wimbledon played. Hard, stop other teams playing. And if it meant getting away fouls, it didn't mean that you get booked. They've done it all the time. And it's horrible to watch. But at least there was no, apart from one incident, I thought that he should have been off. The big boy, I think it was McMillan, his name was. His second tackle was disgusting. So he should have been.
When he slid in.
Kamara. He should have been off the park right away. But nothing happened. But I'm going to ask something that you brought this up last week. I mean, where is the compliance officer now? Is the compliance officer a thing that's been done away with?
Only since Alfie's cleaned his act up, mate.
Well, as I was thinking, Fox. You know, it was actually I brought it up last week, and that was the same response we got. But I mean, why is there nobody coming out here on Monday morning and saying that this big guy McMillan should have been given a red card? You know, but you're right. Is it because Alfie's cleaned up his act and they don't like the fact that they've got to go and pick somebody else, but they'd rather just picking Rangers? It's disgusting.
I'm glad you mentioned that, and I was going to bring it up later on, but I'll bring it up with Stu. You know, last season at this time, Fox, how many yellow and reds had we had in the league? Just in the league.
Oh, I'd be guessing, mate. I've no idea.
Have a go.
I'd say probably about 15 yellows and 2 reds by this time.
EFK?
Oh, I think a lot more than that. I think because Fred, I think he's probably about 8 or 9 on his own. I'll go for 20 yellows and 4 reds.
3 yellow cards. Morelos, Candias and McCrory, and 26 yellows.
26.
This season, same stage of the season, 11 yellows, 1 red.
Yeah.
And we've had 7 games. We've had nobody booked at all. Mm-hmm. Nobody carded. So what that means is that when you're not getting silly bookings, Fox, you're able to play because you're not walking that tightrope.
Well, I know in the Europa League that Hollander and Morelos are both on their last card before they get a ban. But in the league, as I say, it's not a thing I've checked up on. Is anybody near it at all?
Well, can it be this season, mate? We've only had 11. And that's in total, mate.
So who's the person with the most yellows in?
I think it could be Katic, mate, when I was looking through it today to see who was had been booked. It might be Katic. He might have picked up a couple of them. But I'm saying that without checking it out. But they're pretty much split. amongst the team. 11 yellows in 12 games in modern football. 4 of them were in one game. Against nobody, Hamilton or something. I'll get it when it was.
You might be right, aye.
Well, discipline has definitely improved this season. There's no doubt about that,
Let me see. Who was that against? Wasn't the name? I'll have a look and see who it was. But it just shows you. It takes it. You can play the game easier if you're not getting silly cautions, JFK.
Of course it can, and I think, as I said before, that Alfredo's had a wee word put in his ear by the gaffer and others with about. Probably Jermaine Defoe's got a lot to do with that. But also others in the park, have obviously cleaned up their act. But the biggest one, and I'm not going to call him a culprit, because I'm like yourself, I disagreed with a lot of his bookings and sendings off. Obviously one was rescinded. So maybe the referees have cleaned up their act. Maybe that's a better way to look at it. Maybe they've decided not to pick on him. Because that's what they did do. I mean, you can see the reaction of some referees that as soon as Alfredo got into any sort of tackle, that they couldn't wait to get the yellow card. So long may that continue. I mean, there was a couple of wee instances in the last couple of games that Fred would have get involved in the past. But obviously that he's learned his mistakes, and the lesson is now the penny's dropped. I want to play for Rangers in style in the park, put the ball in the net. And I've said that all along. That's the best way to upset them.
The 4 was away to Hearts, mate. The 4 was away to Hearts.
Was it Hearts, aye?
Aye.
Do you think the difference this season is we're in control of the games and no under pressure to give free kicks away and bad tackles? We seem to always have the most possession. We always seem to be in control now, so we're not scrambling about trying to win balls back. No, that could be the difference this season than last season, mate. No?
That's a good point, Fox. You talk about, I mean, I think maybe with the continuity that we've got in the squad now, with our back five, we keep calling them there, and the midfield's not changed that much. And we have chopped and changed a wee bit up front. But I agree with that to a point, that I think now that we've got a settled team, there's confidence in the team, they're confident about everybody else is doing, and we're getting good possession of the ball. And that does, when you've got possession, then you're not having to go and chase the ball and give away free kicks. So I'd agree with you on that point, mate, definitely. Yep, definitely.
Obviously, if you've got the ball and you're controlling possession, Fox, the chances of you getting a book in the remote,
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Aye.
Because we're in control of the ball, our passing's good, so we're never really under pressure. It's the other teams that's under pressure against us. We're not under pressure in games at all.
As I said, 4 of them were away to Hearts, the one game. So you take...
Well, that was a game we never played well in. That's what I was talking about, innit? We were poor that day.
Yeah.
Do you think it's something that I've talked about? Steven Gerrard sat down and saying, look, I don't want to stop you competing, but we need to, the silly ones, if you like. I'm not just talking about Alfie, I'm talking about the whole squad, because obviously 26 bookings and 3 yellows, and then all of a sudden you get 11 and 1. It's a big difference there.
Mm-hmm. I think there's been some sort of conversation with Owen, no, probably one-to-one with the gaffer, but probably collectively they've sat together and spoke about the discipline or the indiscipline of the squad at times. I would go with that point, that you made there. So I mean that's boded well for us this season, and we all know we're playing like a good team, because we have got a good team, and the confidence is there, and in confidence, when you've got a team playing with the confidence we have, then the likelihood of being booked for anything silly isn't going to happen. So I would agree there that there's been some sort of conversation taking place, singly and collectively, mate. I'd say that did happen.
I would be... With looking at Europe, that was only league games. I never looked at the whole picture. Obviously, in Europe, we had a few sending offs last year as well, Fox, when one game was 9 men.
Aye.
You know?
As I say, when you're in control of the game, you're not really getting involved in chasing people back all the time and maybe streaching for balls that you can't possibly make, or stopping attacks. I think we're, as a unit, see, even if you look back to yesterday, we won most of the second balls yesterday, whereas in the last game against Livingston, that's what we failed today, was 1 second balls. We were winning, picking up all the loose balls. The midfield were picking up the loose balls and never allowing the defence to get under any pressure. And if you take off the pressure, you take away the mistakes.
Yeah, agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if people want to join us, give us their thoughts. What's the number, Fox?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you were brought into the call by the one and only Old School Blue. And what can I talk about, JFK?
They can talk about anything about the Rangers.
Some of your points are valid there, Fox, but just for me, how you play the game when you're in control of the football, obviously, we're not going down to 10 men, we're not using up all the energy to try to survive and working even harder, what we've done in so many games last year. I just think everything's moving in the right direction. JFK.
Of course it's moving in the right. I think we can see the fruits of it. You know, we've had all sorts of permutations last season, different players coming and going. But now we have got that settled team. We did speak the other night about what we think was this is near our best 11 that we can put on the park, and it was. So, I mean, that goes well for us. You know, if you've got a settled team playing well and they've got confidence in each other, then, look at as I said before, look at the personnel we had last time this season. It was, I'm not saying it was poor, but it was below average. You know, some of the players that we had coming in as substitutes even.
Right, I'm going to look at the second week in November last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just look. I think we played, that'll be my 13th game last year, but I'll just look and see what the team was, just out of curiosity. Yeah.
Yep. Carry on.
If this thing hurry up and changes, come on, hurry up. Right, so 10th of November, yeah?
There you go.
Yeah, near enough to the, yep. Let me see. Where's the team? Come on. Give me all the stats, but it's not giving me the team. We'll put it this way. Middleton was playing, Gresda was playing, Halliday was playing. Let's see, Katic was playing.
Madubi got a game. Was it Madubi?
He came on and didn't he?
He got injured, aye. Jonas had a couple of games as a sub.
Yeah, this was exactly the game last year. It's not giving me the team. I must be able to get it somewhere else better than that. But it's just interesting to see the changes in the squad, you know.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we punched above our weight last season in Europe. Look at some of the subs we had on last season.
Big Macaulay come on as a...
Big Macaulay, aye. So we did, aye. We had some bit part players, you know, that you would generally wouldn't get a game. I'm just looking here the same as yourself, you know. Some of the, I mean, it was the 11th of November. I mean, the 11th of November was the team that had it that day. That's exactly. I can't get that either. It's not coming up for me. It doesn't matter anyway.
But 4 or 5 changes there, Fox.
Aye.
And Fox, the way we play that, the two guys that play wide, we expect a lot for them, eh? Fox. I don't like when he goes quiet, JFK.
Oh, no.
The two wide men at the back are
the forwards.
Two forwards, aye.
Yeah.
Well, they play an important role, of course, in my team. Glenn Middleton, last year about this time it'd be Middleton and probably Daniel Candeias, That'd be our wide men then.
And then Grezda came on a year ago. You know?
Who's left for that last year? There'll be McGregor and Goldson. Garwood would be there.
Right. With Miles.
Arfield would be there. Ryan Jack. Halliday maybe at left back because Barisic wasn't playing well.
Flanagan was there last season. Katic, Goldson with Miles Bierman playing last season. And a guy up, by the way, I watched him the first half on Saturday morning. Big Worrell played for Nottingham Forest against Derby County. Oh my God, I'm glad we never bought him.
Yeah, he plays every week for them, doesn't he?
Oh,
Captain.
You're right, folks. I watched the first half of their game on Saturday. Oh, he was really bad. Really bad.
Like Koulibaly, he'd have been there last year as well.
Koulibaly, aye. Yep.
Oh, aye. We've cemented a completely different side this season.
Aye.
Altogether.
Aye, definitely.
That's a team for the 8th or 11. Oh, Port Bear sent me it. Billy's working hard. McGregor's constant. Tavernier Goldson constant. Katic's pretty much still there and still pushing. Flanagan squad player, Ageria gone, Koulibaly gone, Candeias gone. Arfield, who was a mainstay last year, was going to fight to get in the team. Glenn Middleton, out on loan, and Morelos. So you're talking about roughly a third of that team.
Mm.
You know, but guys have came to the fore because on the bench that night was Ryan Jack. I mean, there's no way Ryan Jack would be left out for Ageria and Koulibaly now, would they?
No
chance, no.
Never going to happen, no.
You know, so aye, that just shows you how we've moved in such in a short period of time, JFK.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm not going to read them out, but I've got the full squad of players we had for 2018-19, and dearie me, it's frightening reading. We have come on leaps and bounds, mate. As I say, last year was a learning curve for us, and the fact that they punched above our weight in Europe, and they threw the league away. Let's no kid ourselves on. We threw it away last season with the silly results we had. 25 points we dropped away from home last season, and obviously we've tightened that right up. So yeah, it's looking good, and we'll just need to wait and see what happens in January if the gaffer's going to add to it. I think what you call him, Jermaine Defoe's loan spell ends in January, and he becomes a free agent. So he's made good noises about signing permanently for us. He's 37, just coming up for. So I don't know how you feel about keeping him. I would keep him definitely.
I think there's a role for Jermaine. Can I just make an announcement for the lobby? Butterbean Skipper let us all know before the show you would cast aspersions on his good character. Try to take the derry off yourself. So we know that Skipper's never done anything like that. He warned us. Carry on, JFK.
I don't know. My witness said that something happened in the ladies' toilet, but I don't know about that.
It's Butterbean spreading scandal and slanderous remarks on the good name of our skipper.
Hit him with your big slipper, Skipper. There you go. I mean, again, looking at the pool of players we had and look what we've got now, and the way that we're playing. So, these players that we had last season were there to make up the numbers, and some of them don't get as high. They perform reasonably well. But the team we've got now is a team of winners, and they're showing that on the park. So, as I said, Jermaine Defoe is a stick-on for me. I'd love to see him stay. I think there is a place in there for him. And let's hope that Fred stays as well, which I think Fred will stay, at least to the end of the season. At least.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, you can never say never. I mean, even though with the noise when managers making, it doesn't matter who you are. There's a price for everybody if somebody comes in with ridiculous money, you know. But
do you see us signing MD in the January transfer window?
That's a good question, Fox, because I don't know if we could maybe do some pre-contracts because we've got some wages walking out the door at the back end of this season. I think Flanagan, Andy Halliday, Jason Holt. There's a few others maybe disappearing after wage. Bill Rossiter, I think, disappears.
Aye.
So obviously you've got to improve them. So you might have 4 or 5 disappearing, and if you can get maybe 2 in pre-contract and improve your quality, as you've always said, using that money going forward.
I could see a few going out. I can see Andy King getting maybe handed back because he's just not done anything at Rangers, has he? He's never managed to get fit, so maybe we could come to a deal to send him back.
I agree with that, aye.
There might be doors open to people like Andy Halliday to find another club. If it suits him, if it doesn't, Andy can stay to the end of the season. I've no quibs about that. But
I don't mind that, but I think it need to be in the contract that he comes back for the 55 party, mate.
Oh, without a doubt. There's a couple that's no what took Gresda, as you say. If we can get some of them after wage bill, there's a chance that we could sign MD. But outside of that, I don't see us signing MD unless it's loans. We could always go into the loan market again. Mm-hmm. Maybe picking up somebody that's coming to the end of their contract that we fancy, and maybe paying a 6-month loan deal for them.
Just on the 55 party, it's your passport, a bum bag, Swiss Army knife, and the latest thing is you need 2 toothbrushes, JFK.
2? What if you've not got any teeth? Do you still need the toothbrush?
You need 2 toothbrushes. Everything's
a tube of Steradint and a tumbler, Jimmy. That's the other thing.
2 toothbrushes you need.
Oh dear. It's going to get me good. But I agree with you what you're saying there about. I think any signings we do make, I think they will be pre-contract signings, apart from Jermaine Defoe. I think Jermaine Defoe will sign a permanent contract with Rangers for to see the last couple of years his contract. On Andy Halliday's, I've always said about when we've got a permutation at any 4 for any 8, as they say. So I mean, when we miss Andy Halliday, we get him after wage bill. For me, Polster's the automatic stand-in for Tavernier if anything happens. In the middle, you know, look how we're Arfield or Ebo, probably Burjonis would go, or did he not just sign an extension there, didn't he?
He just signed an extension his contract.
Captain, the Irish Stephen Davis. There's a big story in the paper today, and I know what you say, Oxshire, about don't believe everything you read in the paper, but there is a story today that there's a
Is it the one that Fox is in?
The one that Fox is in. Greg Docherty's interest with some English Championship clubs. Whether that's true or no, I don't know.
Well, I know that some of the advisors at the club suggested to Greg that he should have went out on loan, but he chose to stay, and it upset a few people at a senior level with a Scouse accent.
Well,
fair play to the boy if he wanted to stay and fight for his place, mate. I mean, he's got to get a chance.
Don't shoot the messenger. Listen to him. The one who's always in the papers. He's so aggressive, isn't he, JFK?
Oh, terrible.
But you're right, Fox. If the boy thinks, I mean, you don't know how to look at Andy Halliday to see that he got his shot, you know. And there has been a couple of times where maybe people thought that maybe Docherty was maybe worth a shot in that sort of right-hand side of midfield. That's a great point you make, Fox, without trying as normal. I don't think we've missed Candias one jot.
No.
Yeah, because we've moved on, and people... I didn't mind Candias, but as the quality improves, some people get left behind.
Well, I think it's helped Morelos more than anybody else. I think it's forced him to come out his shell. Or just probably palling about with Daniel Candias. and forced him into joining in there with the rest of the squad. And he seems to be enjoying himself. He's playing with a smile on his face this season, which he never had last season. So I think it's helped him as well.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think there's a possibility he would go Docherty, Oxshare? Is that something you would think would probably happen? Because I mean, the story I'd heard as well is that there was people weren't happy that he wouldn't move to another club for a
I don't blame him if he doesn't think it's right. I think it. Don't blame him, GFK, if he doesn't think it's the right move for him personally. Because I think what people don't realise is when you're a professional football player, we're fans, but as the individuals have to be selfish and do what's right for them. You know,
if you're not playing, you know, the only
it's
way
still got to be the right move for you.
Aye, I know that, but if you're not playing, then you're not going to get no notice. I mean, if he's playing for the Stiffs, as they call him, then he's not going to get. The only reason that the boys are in the headlines and news because they're playing that well, but he's not even.
You're not going to move from Churchill Drive to Peterson Park just because it suits you, are you?
Well, I suppose no. You know, I mean, I can take a point on that, but the fact of the matter is that he was out and low and he's back again, and he's not done nothing. He's not even getting a look in. I mean, he's not even getting in as one of the overage players. I mean, they're playing Gresda as an overage player, and the youth team Oxshare. So where does the guys? And that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I can understand you're thinking, but if he wants to play football, if he's not going to get it to Rangers apart from playing in the youth team as an overage player, and he's not getting that constantly, then he's got to go look elsewhere.
You can only look during that end of September. Then you've got to maybe hold on for 3 or 4 months, and then
that's right.
In January again. But the move's got to be right for you, GFK. You'll just sit there and take your wages.
That's exactly what Gresda's doing, isn't it?
Aye.
I mean, he's playing with the young boys, and as long as he's getting that wage a week, he's going to sit in there and see out his contract.
Well, but we were talking about pre-contract guys. You know, what's your feelings on Ross McCrory coming back for start of next season?
At the moment, I can't see it, mate. I mean, I think Ross might want to keep playing. He's not going to come back. I think he could play at a slightly higher level, but I think he's done okay in the reports I've read. He started really well, then I think he gets sent off, and then he's played it right back, and that's the way they're favouring him. But he's no turning up trees, mate, you know?
No. You're right, so I mean, on you go, Fox, sorry.
I'm saying, is that not the position you said that would suit him, Ox, is right back? Do you think that's been an agreement with the club he's on loan to try him now?
I'm sure that when Steven Gerrard's sitting on a Monday night, he listens and says, right, let's hear where Ox wants to play all the players, you know? You know, but I always thought that he looked, his endeavour and the way he played the game, that would be Mary's position in midfield, because I just always found he didn't have the touch to play in there, you know, because the players, because it's busy in there, your touch has got to be slightly better. I don't know if I'm being too harsh in fullbacks, but that's the way I see the game. But I always thought that Ross, steaming up the wing and maybe maturing, could have played it right back. And you know, Fox, when we talked to a certain couple of gentlemen who were in the coaching team, they felt the same, didn't they?
They thought his position would be at right back as well. But I think that could probably be the same with Greg Docherty, as you were saying. It's the touch and being comfortable on the ball. There's no doubt the boy's a worker. There's no doubt he can get up and down the park. I just don't see him having the quality of those that's sitting in the positions, and it's going to be very hard for Greg Docherty to push his way into that team.
Well, I see him slightly different, mate. I think he's got a better touch than Ross. It's that final decision he's no got. You know, that when you get to the edge of the box, you shoot, you pass, or what you make happen. And that's the flaw in Greg's game that I've saw when I've watched him.
Fair enough.
You know, but that, I mean, we're being harsh on the two of them because they're very, very good players, mate. You know, Greg Docherty, Ross McCrory, they're going to have careers in football. And it might be just that the timing's everything. You need a bit of luck. Somebody gets injured in front of you, you get in the team, you play well, you keep your position.
Aye, but how far? I mean, look at the team, the new Oxshire. How far down the pecking order? I mean, he's not even getting a subs place.
Aye, he's sitting next to me and you on a Saturday, isn't he?
Aye, he'd been better. Maybe he's the guy with the big hat on. The big pom-pom. You know,
should ban the hats anyway at Ibrox. It's restricted viewing for the person sitting behind them.
Especially when you're only 5'6", mate, and you're sitting down. But no, I know, all honesty, you know, I just think, I mean, it's no me, obviously. I mean, it's no me it's playing. But I would have thought that, I mean, looking, you're not even getting a game every Saturday, every Sunday or whatever, and you're not even getting a game for the youth team. And who's going to be injured before you get a game? You know, look how many's in front of him, Oxshire. So I'd have thought he'd have had a chance by now. And if he thought he was going to be able to fight for the place, I think he's proved himself wrong, because I just can't see him getting into this Rangers team. Big Katic is waiting in the wings here to get his chance. I know Polster. You've spoken about Polster before. Would you, if there was a chance tomorrow to play him, would you play Polster or would you play Greg Docherty?
In midfield?
Aye.
Well, completely different types of players. I think a Polster could only do a sitter for you, whereas Greg can play anywhere across the middle or midfield. But Greg Docherty's a superior football player to Matt Polster.
Aye, right.
Different player, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. He's not even getting in. Then, you know.
He's not getting in any squads or anything. I'm saying
he's not even getting in a squad. It's never mind even in the 16 that's stripped for a game. He's not even getting into the squad. You know, maybe he's training with the first team squad, but he's obviously not doing enough to get put into the team at all. So I just think for his own benefit, he should go elsewhere. Ross McCrory, I don't think. I said this before. I think I knew his time was up at Rangers, and that I think you'll not see him back. There's no place for him. And as I said, I think the only signings we've all made. We'll probably sign Jermaine Defoe in a permanent deal, and there might be a couple of ones that we don't really know about pre-contract for the start of next season. And that's why I was asking, do you think maybe Greg Docherty or Ross McCrory would be Ross McCrory would be coming back for Portsmouth, and would Greg Docherty be moving? And I think Greg Docherty is a good chance he might move in January permanently.
He needs to get out and play some football, a boy, for his own career, you know, because you don't want to stagnate. But what's that? That'll be 2 years. This 2 year. Is that the 2 year we signed him? 2 years ago we signed him, so he's 2 years into his 4 year deal, I think. What?
Mm-hmm.
Aye, probably.
I would do that. Aye.
See, the thing is, what a lot of supporters are saying is, we've got good youngsters. See if there's people not going to make it at Ibrox. We need to get rid of them and open up gaps so that the pathway's open for some of these young boys to get to the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, the young boy Stephen Kelly's well thought he's out on loan just now. He's doing quite well. It's players like that. We shouldn't be having players on our bench. One youngster should always be on the bench to give him a chance when we're cruising in games 2-3-0 up. Give them the last 20 minutes, keep them interested in Rangers, or we'll start to lose them. That's what will happen.
A reputation and selling a dream was important at that age to keep the quality near your first team. It's important. People have to see this. I think it was, what was his name? McParlin, was it? Said there must be a pathway to the first team. Was that one of his, or was that a Bobmanism?
Well, I think that's generally said in most football teams. There needs to be a pathway for youth to come through. And as we're all that pleased to see we're youth doing well, There must be one seat in the bench to get these boys interested. You pick the star out that you've got, and even if he's only getting 10 minutes here or there in games, get him there, get him tied down at Ibrox, and hopefully see what he can do against better opposition. Some of the young boys not under 21 are playing really well.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I like this, the pathway to the first team, Fox, because it's important. But I mean, obviously, the class of '92 was a Man United squad. Everybody talks about that. That was a bit freakish, if you're being honest. I mean, it's not happened that often, is it? It's happened before, but that's freakish. But if you can get 1, 2 player every couple of years, maybe 3 players who are first team regulars, I don't mean just play with the first team, because you through my history and see how many people have done that, JFK, but it's playing 35, 40 games a season, you're a first team regular, first team pick, and that's where you become an asset for the club.
I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see a Barry Ferguson or Ian Durrant again, that coming through the ranks that way, the way they did, I can't see anybody. I mean, like Fox, I take a big interest in watching the youth teams and that, and I enjoy some. I think the boy Kai Kennedy's got a good future as well. He's coming through. Obviously, the guy, the Nathan Coombs. I think if we could get him a wee bit bulkier, I think he could be a good player in the next 4 or 5 years for us. But we don't have anybody who just comes right out and said, I would give him a place on the bench. I watched the Dundee Derby summit before I come on Friday night, and the boy McPake looked lost. Josh McPake, he would come on as a sub, and he's only 18, but to me, I think it's a wrong move for him going to Dundee Premiership. As a championship, and no, I think he should have maybe been doing maybe a League One, but that's just my opinion. But he didn't look. He pushed after the ball quite easy. A couple of his passes were poor, but that's not to say he's not going to make it. I mean, I've seen enough of him to say that I think there's a good chance he will make it. But as I say, that we no longer get the Ian Durrants or the Barry Ferguson type players coming through now. And that's unfortunate, and I think it'll be quite a while before we see it like that again next year. I don't think it's going to happen overnight for us.
We had the young boy Billy Gilmore, right? And he gets stole off us for Chelsea.
Did he, Fox?
Well, you know what I mean. Before he really signed a first team contract. We've got the young boy, is it Leon King that they're talking about? The new EPL clubs are all looking at him. He must have something, or they wouldn't be scouting him. So, I mean, if you don't want to lose him next, well, how do we go about keeping these young boys and stopping the bigger clubs stealing their real talent?
Money.
Well, money and a mixture, mate. You have to get them as far up the food chain as they can.
Is the money more important than maybe getting them in and about the first team?
Well, I heard a story from a decent source that there was a house his family was bought a house because at his age they couldn't give any transfer money up front. Same as they done maybe John Fleck. I mean, me John's family when he was signed for Rangers in his first professional contract.
Allegedly.
No, well that's no illegal. That's a thing that they do.
You need to watch for the taxman.
No, that's probably all done all through that. That's an incentive.
I remember I got 2 Mars bars and a pair of boots.
Did you get as much as that?
Aye.
I get peanuts, but I was told they were sucked out of a whole nut. So there you are. I know what you're saying, that you watch what I said, but I think the Billy Gilmore thing, I've seen a wee story there.
It's all come. There's been things being said online that he was signed with Nike at 11 years of age, Billy.
Aye. But I mean, he says he always looks out for the Rangers result. He comes up, watches Rangers whenever he can, and fair do to him. But look, let's no kid ourselves on. I mean, you're a blue nose or you're no, but if his family or his agent saw a chance to make big money, whatever promises were made, then fair dues. He's new. He was on the bench for the Champions League game last week, so I bet he never thought that would ever happen to him. So good luck to him on that. But what are you supposed to do?
They're actually meeting a lot of people eat their words in the Chelsea this year. Their form.
I hope they phone their arse.
I'm not saying that.
I know.
They're actually making a lot of people eat their words, but it's difficult with this par 5 Fox, and it's how you bait it. Because if you give them too much too soon, you take the hunger away. If you don't give them enough, somebody else sniffs in and sweeps them away. You've just got to time it right.
I understand that, but
it's like when you're using your best lines. It's like a joy to watch. You just always seem to time it lovely.
Oh, you put me off.
Isn't it, JFK? It's a joy to watch, isn't it?
What's a joy to watch? You?
He just knows when to say the nice things and the right things, and it's all about timing and getting the balance and act right. And that's the same with the young boys. You've got to pace them. They're all different. Some need the carrot, some need the stick, some can handle decent money, some can't handle it. Obviously, the perks are important.
But you look at some of the players that graced the Ibrox in the early phase, 79, the 80s, right through, I mean, we had the nucleus of the team with Davy Cooper and with Doddy, Sandy Jardine, with Jim Bett, players like that. But Bobby Russell, we weren't. If you look at that, how many of the guys did we bring through?
Bobby Russell came.
Bobby Russell, aye.
We could potentially climb back. Jim Bett, Lockenden.
Yep.
Al McDonald, St Johnston.
So.
But in the days, Jimmy, Rangers were a big enough name to hold them as young boys.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's no longer the case. It's money orientated now. So maybe we need to go down the line of maybe giving them very large signing on fees for our best prospects.
You just took the words out of my mouth. That's the point I was making. Look at the players we had then, and where was the incentive then? But look at what incentive now. Can we match that incentive? Obviously we can't. I mean, we're hearing some rubbish about money that's getting paid to players in Scotland, and then they can go and get maybe treble 4 times that playing in a championship team in England. So let's not kid ourselves out. You can't blame anybody.
Look at the boy Rooney for Aberdeen. He's Salford, mate.
Well, that's in the 4th tier of it, wasn't it? 4th or 5th tier. Salford actually in the English
league now, but they weren't at the time.
Aye, weren't at the time. So I mean, I would assume that the sheep were paying him decent money for him then to go and play for Salford. That's the class of '92 that owns that, isn't it? So, but it's unfortunate that we lose talent like boys like Billy Gilmore. It'd been good to see the Ross McCrorys and bringing in the young boys like Docherty and that for Hamilton and getting a chance. But if they're not getting a chance, then they're surplus to requirements. But I'd like to see some of the young boys, the same as ourselves, coming through for the youth teams and that, and the development squads and getting a chance. And I go with what Foxy. I'd like to see one of them on the bench for every game. And maybe that's a stipulation that should be made with the SPFL and SFA.
He just changed that rule, didn't he?
They just changed it, aye. So that would suit a lot of teams. Because look, success is needed badly for a lot of the big clubs in Scotland, but there is only us and the PDs. And if they've not got success right away, and we're the same, we want success for Rangers as soon as. And if you're bringing young boys in, we'll not tolerate it, will we, if we start getting bad results?
No, you've got to watch. You can bring them in. You've got to time it. Again, I go back to this timing thing. I mean, if you get it wrong, I mean, some of them will thrive. And what's Rory gave was everything when he came out of that team, a bad team, Fox, didn't he?
Aye.
I mean, there was one game at Ibrox, I think he tried to play Celtic on his own, didn't he? You know?
Aye, he did indeed.
You know, he gave us
Do you think the success with youngsters, the new regime that they've got, playing in Europe, playing in these big international tournaments, is going to be a decent enough lure for these young boys? Do you know what I mean? Because if they go to Chelsea, where they're, just for instance, I think they had 50 boys on their list, or maybe probably more than that. Are they getting that sort of chance to go and play in these international tournaments, the same as the Rangers boys are now doing? I mean, I don't think even the Tims have got that, mate.
No, they seem to be fun behind us at everything. I don't like when they're behind us, JFK.
No use being behind. Nah, better than being in the front, mate.
You know, Fox, take your point. I think what you have to see is if you're sitting with your parents and say you're 14, what's important to you is how you're treated, how your kid's going to be treated, what prospects has he's got, what's he going to teach him, and how do you, as a parent, you would look and say, right, okay, if this works, where does he go? If this doesn't work, what happens? That's the questions you need to ask you.
Well, the thing is now we've got a widely respected manager. We've got good backroom staff. We've just done up our training facilities once again to be equal with any club in Europe. And if I was a parent and I'm looking at Rangers, I'd say my boy's got a chance there. He's got the best facilities to learn, right down to his diet. He's got a really good coaching staff to bring him on in the game. Do you take the gamble and send him down south for a couple of bob extra and he might not proceed in the game? You know, I would take the chance in Ibrox.
Aye, because if reputation's a big thing, isn't it, JFK? And if everybody's been saying you're getting well coached, you're learning the game here, and even if you're not making the Rangers are making sure you get well treated and they get you another club at your level and everything's done properly. Reputation's a big thing.
Of course it is, and the facilities at Hummel Training Centre are seemingly second to none, and the boys are looked after well. I mean, I was at the Young Boys of Bern game there a couple of weeks ago at Firhill, and the young team's playing the same type of football that the first team's playing now. It's nice to watch, good crisp passing, and so obviously that's going right through the squads. So, I mean, the boys are well looked after, they're coached well, they're schooled well. Got to remember, some of these boys are still at school, you know. So, I mean, I've got tattoos and I'm older than some of these boys, never mind anything else. And so they've got to be looked after well. And
some of the boys.
The what?
Underpants.
Underpants. I didn't want to go as deep as underpants. I just thought I'd throw in a tattoo or two. But no, I mean, for what I've heard, you know, that the Rangers set up at Hummel is absolutely fantastic for the young up and coming players, and it'd be great to see 3 or 4 of them come through in the next 2 or 3 seasons. As I say, I've seen a couple of the games this season, and I'm really impressed with some of the players and that, but they've still got a big step up for them. But it would be nice if 1 of them, 2 of them, get a wee chance on the bench every now and again. And I know Bur Jonas has signed an extended contract now, but I'd like to see some of the other boys, maybe Kai Kennedy, in a cup game, maybe getting on the bench.
Right, we've reached that time of the evening. We're going to have a tune. And I don't know how we ended up, but when we come back after the tune, we'll score and talk about yesterday's side. Score them out of 10, and hopefully some people will join us, JFK, yeah?
Hopefully, mate, hopefully.
All right, so get yourself a mute, and Fox will give us a solo.
I'd been in exile for some years, and my eyes filled up with tears when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. So I took took a trip along just to hear some famous songs when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. I stood there all alone while the boys all down from home sang of Rangers, that team of great renown. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now on the field below, the boys put on a show, the likes they'd never seen at Molyneux. And it's football, it was grand, from Macmillan, Scott and Brand, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now the white flag must come nearer with men like Bobby Shearer, the way he played at Wolverhampton town. And the world forever after would sing of Jimmy Baxter, for on his head they placed that noble crown. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now I knew it had to happen, I heard a mighty roar, the famous Glasgow Rangers they had scored. And the sky was white and blue, Wolverhampton shook right through, the loyal rampant Rangers had come through. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. When the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town.
I love it. I love it.
Good tune.
One of my favourites. One of my favourites, JFK. One of my favourites.
Like it.
How did we get there, folks? How did we get for? I don't know. We talked about the squad. We got the fullbacks. Then we went to Greg Docherty. Went to youth. What a journey that took us there.
That's good football knowledge, mate.
Or you could say that. Yes.
Don't you have me getting this big slipper out now?
Or the big slipper, or the big skipper.
Big skipper.
Mm-hmm. You get a hat for both of them.
Aye.
So what we're going to do? Look at the players individually?
Yesterday and talk about, well, I mean, that wouldn't have been people's first 11 when we started. Obviously, the back four, we've got to admit that the gaffer, Cartix and the boy Edmondson, people thought, well, these boys are playing well any time I've seen them, but you've got to say the gaffer's got it right, because this blend just seems to be, what was it, 4 games we've not lost a goal? When was the last goal we lost? Murray.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're playing some decent sides. Hearts obviously were poor in the semi, but Livingston at home have done all right against us in the past. Worried them. Porto, clean sheet. You know, it's all boding well. And Parashik and Tavernier, you just Tav had a wee blip. Yeah, he was culpable for the 3 goals we lost. 1 against Hearts and 2 against Young Boys. There's no getting away from that, but he's bounced back, and he's no maybe doing the job going forward. But he's been coming back as part of a successful back four. Fox.
I'd agree with you. He's had a few mistakes, but he's a great worker in the team to have. There's no many people would have his stamina to get up and down the park for 90 minutes. He's also a threat going forward. People say, he doesn't always get his first ball in. Usually hits a defender. But again, he's not just whipping it in for a big guy to header it in. He's trying to put in low crosses that Morelos can go comfortably go in the end. I think he's still as good as ever to have a wee confidence crisis, as everybody said. But when you listen to him speak in his interviews, I don't think he's got a crisis of confidence. I think he just made a couple of mistakes. And he played well yesterday. Comfortable at the back yesterday, and also got forward. Thought he done well yesterday. I'd have given him an 8 out of 10 yesterday.
That's funny. Even though I thought it was a great team performance, I had an 8 out of 10 yesterday. JFK.
The thing about Tavernier is he doesn't hide. You know, he's had his critics, and I've been one of them, and I've got to admit that. You know. But I think he's come onto his game again. He settled himself down. I thought yesterday he had a cracking game. And I agree with what Fox says. He doesn't look like somebody or sound like somebody who's lacking in confidence. He's had a wee blip. So, I mean, he made me eat my words. I was quite concerned at times with him. But no, I think he's come into his own. And you're saying you didn't get. I mean, I get. For me, I marked him yesterday. And I gave him an 8 out of sight, mate. I thought he had a great game.
I had an 8 on the park yesterday.
Right.
My 3-star member Morelos.
You working for the Daily Record?
I'm giving his my honest opinion of how I seen the game. It was a tremendous team performance with nobody particularly shone. Yeah. The two centre backs I gave 7 and Alfie 7, maybe 7.5. Tav 6.5, maybe 6 3/4. A real steady game, part of a great team effort.
Well, I mean, I can't disagree with that, and I can't agree with it. You know, it's all about opinions. You know,
it'd be great to hear somebody else's opinion. What number would you use, JFK?
You would use 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Fox?
You can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online.
The phone calls still have to wait to be brought in, Fox?
I have to phone in, and if we hang them up, we'll phone them straight back.
Yeah. Will that cost them anything?
No, it doesn't cost them anything whatsoever. And if you come in on Skype, you'll just come straight through as normal.
All right, it'd be great to hear from some people's opinion about yesterday. Well, this is going to be a really long international break, JFK.
Tell me about it. Goldson, can I?
Yeah, on you go, mate.
Goldson yesterday again. I thought had another great game. I think he's, you know, we used to call him the gaffer's teacher's pet. If that's it, but no, he would never get dragged. But I think he's a cracking centre back. And he done nothing wrong yesterday. Played really, really well. His partner, Hollander, next to him. So I thought he was my man in the match. Just shaded it over Fred for me. And I gave the two of them an 8. And 8 for Goldson and 9 for Hollander.
All right, okay. I mean, I had Hollander man in the match. Maybe 7.5. Goldson behind him, maybe him and as Morelos, I said, maybe in 7s. I thought they had good games yesterday. There was something Goldson done yesterday that I really enjoyed, Fox, and I really thought, right, okay, we've got a bit of team here. When the boy tackled Kamara, the one that JFK mentioned, McMillan, Goldson was first in there to protect Kamara. And I don't know if that happened last year.
You just go to Smurf just now.
All right, we joined with Smurf, have we?
Hi, how we doing? You all right, Ox?
How we doing, Smurf? How we doing?
Good. No, just listening in there, so I thought I'd phone in and game. I thought Goldson's come on to a game. I was never ever convinced, and I think I said the Porto game was probably his best game in a Rangers jersey. And yesterday he's just carried that on. He's. I think we've got a very settled looking back four, and actually a settled looking side now. And coming up at an important time of the year, heading into that cup final, and then the Old Firm game. I think everything's just sort of coming together nicely for us. But Goldson's really grown on me. I think, I never really had I was one of his detractors, shall I say, and but I'm sort of starting to eat my words a wee bit because he's looking like there's a player in there now, and it's a great combination. I think they complement ourselves well. It's working out well.
He had the odd good game last year, if you think back to the game. Ufa, was that Team Fox? Ufa, was that, am I pronounced that right? When we were doing the
was Ufa, yeah. I'm doing the men.
He was
under a coach.
But he got the bit between his teeth. I think we've been a bit concerned about Golson sometimes with his distribution, but he made a couple of excellent. Oh, we've got somebody there. Let me just, unless he's wanting to sin. Hello, caller, how we doing?
How you doing? Not too bad.
Who is it, mate?
It's Jordan.
How we doing, Jordan? First time on, mate?
Aye, mate.
All right, okay.
Listened a few times, first time caller.
All right, mate. Tell us a wee bit about yourself and how you found the show.
Well, it's good. I just want to say about yesterday's game. I think the back four settled down really well. The big Highlander and Goldson is a good pairing there. At the back, Barisic is the sort of left back. That's a complete left back that we have just now. We've not had for a long time.
Jordan, you've got the show in the background. Turn it off.
I do. Hang on.
So you'll end up talking to yourself. That's what JFK does.
Right.
Right, that's better, mate.
The back four. I think it's a perfect combination we've got going on just now. Goldson and Big Highlander.
Did you see that coming? Did you see that coming, Jordan?
I did not. No. I was Katic. I liked Katic and Goldson. But Big Highlander, he's come on leaps and bounds. He looks like a bargain now, to be honest.
He's what I've seen about him, and I'll take this to Smurf after yourself. He looks a good reader of the game, Jordan.
Absolutely. I mean, it took a couple of minutes to get into it, or half an hour to get into it, but he can read the game, and you can see the experience that he's got, and that's what we've been lacking for a long time.
Smurf?
I totally agree with that. He's does read the game really well, and it's sort of got me. I've cut a wee times. It's got me into trouble, and I think he links up really well with Barisic. It's a good combination on that side of the pitch as well. And his distribution's great. Just one wee comment you said about wee question marks over Golson's distribution. He put a diagonal ball out, and it transpired that Kent was offside. But the ball was unbelievable. You remember that? Can you remember it?
Goldson, he's put some very good balls out for the back, man. Really, really good balls. Do you know what I mean? But at the moment, I think we've got we're in a very good shape.
And
a good place.
And the good thing, I think, what pleases us all, and Fox played centre half. What a player he was! Never broke sweat. As a backup, we've got Fox.
Got two young boys there, Katic and Edmondson.
Edmondson looks good as well,
They look two cracking prospects, and the boys seem to have accepted that Edmondson and Goldson will be the number one centre back pairing, and they'll just have to wait their chance, and which they'll get. There will be injuries, there might be suspensions, and there is times that they'll get into the side. And what they need to do is, when they get in there, make it very hard for the manager to put them back out the side. But at the moment, the Goldson and Highlander partnership is looking very strong.
It is. I'm looking forward to the return of the international break, man. But anyway, guys, I'm going to shoot off the now. Keep up the good work with the show. It's fantastic.
Listen, Jordan, thanks for the call, mate. Don't be a stranger.
Nope. I will not. I'm always listening. Have a good one, guys. All right. Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Jordan.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
So, we're sort of scoring the centre-back's performance yesterday out of 10. How did you see it yourself?
I thought maybe the probably the pair of them were 8 out of 10, maybe 7, 8 out of 10.
That wouldn't be far away from we've all been saying GFK.
Aye, definitely. No, I don't think anybody's got any doubt that the two of them performed really well. You know, they're a good partnership, and it's not a partnership I did see, but I did see at the start of the season we're going to pay £3.5 million for a centre half. Then we need to see him play. Well, he's made a lot of people eat their words. Him and Golson are certainly a pair to be reckoned with in the heart of defence. So happy that they've got these positions at the moment, mate. Definitely.
If Orlando can take us through that we only lose one goal in the next 2 games, hopefully that'll get us through in Europe, which has happened in the last 2 games. Away to Porto, home to Porto, which was arguably our 2 hardest game, Fox. He's another asset to the value of your squad. He'll look at Steele.
Sorry, pal, I was doing something there.
All right, is your slipper fitting?
I've had to go and put an extra pair of socks on, it keeps slipping off.
When you go stuff in, you come. Is that fair, Orlando?
Aye, you know, we've got value for money, haven't we? Right across the board. It's not just a case of we've been buying players or bringing in players, and it's it's more of the same. You know, numbers. It seems to be each transfer window. What we've been bringing is players that are basically performing better than the existing players, and you know, as that goes forward, if that continues to be a trend, you know, we're going to have a hell of a team, and we've got a good team now. But the sell on, it's the resale value. We know that you want to be talking about your players going anywhere or losing anybody, but the value in the squad is, I could even hazard a guess what that squad's worth now. You know, brilliant. We've come on leaps and bounds in that area.
Yeah. Is he becoming a sort of? Katic was well liked with the support. Edmondson, we've not seen that much, but is Orlando going to become one of these cult figures? GFK.
Well, that's a possibility. I mean, he's the player I think we've been needing in the centre defence, but you know, time will only tell. What I've saw so far, right, I think he's a missing piece of the jigsaw in the centre defence for us. And Taven, especially Barisic. Barisic for me on Sunday, another great game. But in the middle, these 2 men in the middle, Hollander and Golson, cult figures. Maybe soon, maybe. All right.
One big goal or one special goal. So let's move on to Barisic. We talked about it, right? Fox, I think we've gave our critique in Barisic, and sometimes we've fair to say he was slated at times for some poor performances. What a change in a guy! He wants the ball. He's talking. He's trying to make things happen. He's putting crosses in. He's getting forward. He's getting back. He's getting into tackles.
I think it was a confidence thing with Barisic. I don't know why he felt so lack of confidence, but no, we used to always see him. He wouldn't he ventured forward with the ball, but eventually always passed it back. Now he's starting to run with the ball. Now he's starting to get into good positions up going forward. He's taking and receiving the ball and beginning to look like the player we've seen with Ozijek. I think he's just improving all the time, and I think it was a confidence thing with Barisic.
Right.
Anyway, we've been joined by Rudy.
Oh, Rudy.
Hi, Oxford, how we doing?
How we doing, mate? You've had me worried.
Why is that?
Well, we've got a Christmas dinner coming up, and I've got quite a lot of stuff, and if you hadn't turned up with too much left...
That's all right, I'll help out, you know that. That's no problem.
How you doing, mate? How's things?
Aye, good, everything's good, Ox, thanks, mate. Hope the same with you as well, pal.
Aye, all right, mate. Things are all right. What's on your mind, buddy?
Oh, you were talking about Barisic there. I mean, the end of last season, I thought to myself, do you know, see if we could try and recoup some of that money that we paid for him. Because, you know, in the 2 games he played against us with Aussie, he was their best player without a shadow of a doubt. So looking forward to him, you know, coming to us, you know, working out or signing him, and you're thinking Croatia, actually, they boys know a bit about football, the Croatians, you know. And then last season, it was just an absolute flop last season. You know, I thought by the end of the season, I'd have been quite happy to see the back of him. I said that on several occasions. I'd give him about 6 games at the start of this season. And if he doesn't get his act together, you know, it's time to say Taras, even and get some money back from him. But I tell you what, Oxy hasn't half made me eat my words. I think he's been outstanding this season, you know. And I think Fox was saying a bit of confidence problem there with him. I think Scottish football... Well, as we all know, Scottish football, it's not the most technically or gifted league in Europe, is it? You know, so for the boy to come here, he's playing at a fairly high standard. He's playing in a technical league. He comes here and he's got to deal with hammer throwers week in and week out. I just think, I mean, he more or less said the same himself just a couple of weeks back there. It took him a wee while to get to grips with things, you know, get to grips with it. You knew you see him and he's flying into tackles, Ox, you know. He's scoring goals. He's crossing. You know, his crossing's outstanding at times.
How did that one stay out yesterday?
I don't know. But listen, I think you were talking about man of the match there. You know, and you maybe come back onto that again. For me, Barisic was probably in my top 3 yesterday, and I think
quite a few people did that, mate.
I think it was a really good performance yesterday, Ox, from him. You know,
how much is he worth now, Rudy? And he's become an established member of the Croatian team since he's joined us.
Yeah.
He's putting in performances in Europe.
Yeah, he's putting great performances in Europe. You know, some against Porto, I thought he was outstanding. You know, you seen some of his crossing into the box. It was just outstanding. He was putting in great displays. He's tackling. He's a Croatian international. He's certainly worth way more than what we've paid for him.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly worth way more than what.
And once again, we've got another plus on my balance sheet is potential. And I'm not saying I want to say anybody. I'm just saying that shows how good our recruitment's been.
Yeah, it has been really good. I think in the vast majority of signings, you know, Mark Allen and Stephen Gerrard and the board had sanctioned and stuff like that. You know, each transfer window, the squad has got stronger and stronger. There was times last season when we looked at the bench when things weren't going great for us, Ox, and we kind of looked at the bench and thought, you know, we don't really seem to have anybody there that's going to come on and make a difference. Now we have. That's the thing. We've got such a strong bench now, you know. And the back four, the last 4 games, I think we scored about 14 goals. And I think there's 4 clean sheets or something like that. About 11 goals and 4 clean sheets. You can't ask for any better than that, Ox. You really can't, especially when you look at the games against Porto and stuff like that, you know, the 2-0 at Ibrox, you know.
I mean, 1 goal against Porto, mate. We beat Porto 3-1 in aggregate.
Aye. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. I mean, would we have thought that at the beginning of this group section? You know, everybody was talking about how Porto would win the group and the other three teams in the group would be battling for second place. Yeah, look where we're sitting. You know, we're 1 point away from it. You know, if we can get a point against Feyenoord, we're through. Oh, brilliant.
Well, depending on the result.
Aye, of course. Aye. Yeah.
Aye. Yeah.
You know, but you would have took that at the beginning, Ox, wouldn't you?
Oh, aye.
Would you have thought we'd have took 4 points off of Porto? Aye, I wouldn't have thought that, in all honesty. A team they reckon their squad's worth about 240 million. They spent 80 million euros last year on 5 players or something like that. You know?
I was even want their money back. They kept to the receipt.
Aye, yeah. I mean, even Pepe's in the Portuguese press. You know, he's bumming up with Alfredo in the press saying this boy's something else, man. You know, this guy, you know, he ragdolled Pepe twice. Not just once, but he done it to him twice. And Pepe, a world-class centre-back, all right, he's at the wrong end of his career now, but everything that has to be done, and everything you can do in a career, he's done it. And yet he's in the press saying this guy's something else, this young Colombian boy.
He's only speaking the truth, mate, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. 22 goals. 22 goals, and we're only past the first week in November. You could easily go and score 40, easily.
You know, aye. You've still got Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? You've got Thanksgiving. You've got that meal to cram in.
Lovely.
Then you've got all the Christmas dinners. Then you've got Christmas and Easter. There's a lot of roast totties to beat between now and then.
A lot of roast. Hasselback tatties is going to be the works, you know what I mean?
You've came a long way, boy.
I have.
You've came a long way.
Aye. A long way for the chips and spam, mate.
You came a long way, mate. So we move on to the midfield yesterday. Aribo, great goal. Kamara, some nice touches. Ryan Jack, I thought again, Ryan Jack wasn't maybe on the ball as often as he was, say, at Ross County, but he was still there, working hard, doing a job for the team. A very competent performance for the midfield. JFK.
Yeah, everybody played their part. I'd agree with you about Jack. He wasn't on it as usually is. Aribo scored a great goal as well, know, and Glenn Kamara had a really decent game. I gave it the three of them a 7, mate. I thought they performed to the ability that they've got. But I agree with you. I thought Jack was off the pace a wee bit. He done whatever he had to do in the middle there. Aribo scored a great goal, and Kamara had a steady game. So I gave them all 7, mate.
All right, Fox. No.
Ryan Jack was about probably the furthest back of the three midfielders. I think he's added so much to his game. Obviously, through encouragement by the manager, he's now starting to carry the ball, run with the ball, beat people before he delivers half-decent passes. He's the most improved out of our midfield. I thought Glenn Kamara had an all-round good game. And Joe Aribo, for the time he was on the park, scored a wonder goal and also had some delightful touches in the game. Thought the midfield done well without the wee general, as you call him, Steve Davis. And I thought they performed as a unit very well yesterday.
What's pleased me when I looked at it, I mean, Kamara was unlucky to score yesterday. Brian Jack with a deflection shot was unlucky. They could have been both on the score sheet. Aribo gets on the score sheet. Stephen Davis scores against Porto. Ryan Jack gets 2 against Ross County. Before that, we were saying, right, we need more goals for all different part of the team. And all of a sudden, it's coming, Smurf.
Aye, it isn't half. I mean, just one on Kamara.
It's coming, Smurf. There you go. Carry on.
I just thought Kamara consistently the last 3 or 4 games is, you know, he was shaky at the beginning of the season. He seemed bereft of confidence and stuff like that. But I thought he's been outstanding. And me personally, I thought he was man of the match yesterday. I thought he was brilliant. And he got a lot of rough treatment. Stood up to it well. And covered every blade of grass. It was very, very hard. It was very hard, you know, to really pick out an individual that stood head and shoulders above anybody else yesterday in that game. It was a real team performance and they all played at a high level. But Kamara's impressed me the last 3 or 4 games.
I think Kamara's got a lot of positives in his game. I think he's got this tendency sometimes just to be, when he receives a ball, he can pass it blind. I just think that he just has to. I'm nitpicking because it's an easy game when you're watching, but just that blind pass, get out of his game so he doesn't do it. Just come up with something to get away from it, and then his game will improve that couple of percent. JFK.
I agree with what you're saying about Kamara. You know, see, when we first brought him in, we were thinking 50,000, you know, and he performed really well when we brought him in at the tail end of that season, but he seemed to he fell out a wee bit for me, but he's come back with a bang, and I think when he plays, he's going to be a big difference to the midfield. I mean, would he's all agree and say that Jack Davis and Kamara would be our best midfield?
100%, aye.
Aye, so I mean that he's got a place in there for me as well. Somebody say, no. But on you go.
I think that's the good thing. That could be potentially. But when we want to open teams up at Ibrox, I don't think we'll see the A3. Right. I think we'll have Aribo playing because he's more likely to do something in the opposition 18-yard box than the others, if that makes sense, when we're playing against this 4-5-1.
So would you go with the same midfield as yesterday? Would you take Kamara or Davis to put Aribo in?
Time at the moment, but Kamara is not a bad substitute you have.
Right. So basically you would say Jack Davis and Aribo for that way you're talking.
Aye, when you're playing, say, I don't know, St Johnstone at Ibrox, yeah?
Yeah.
And if they set up, I think Aribo's more likely to open them up than Kamara.
I agree with you,
in my opinion.
I think, kind of way in Europe, certainly Kamara's his sort of trusted guy, into, where you're soaking up a bit of pressure, and he'll take the ball anywhere. He'll take the ball in a phone box, and he's confident and comfortable on it. But as you say, it's when you're being aggressive in a game and you're playing at Ibrox, and maybe somebody else is going to get the nod in front of him.
Mm-hmm. That's no slight on his ability, but it's just horses.
Different type of player.
Horses for courses, Rudy.
Horses for courses, that's exactly it. End of last season, I thought Kamara was excellent, and as Jimmy was saying there, 50 grand. He looked like an absolute steal. And then at the beginning of this, I kind of expected him to, have a good pre-season. I thought he'd hit the ground running, but he didn't seem to. It took him a wee while to get into the swing of things this season, but he's gradually, as each game's gone by, he's quietly and gradually getting better. His last, Smurf was saying, his last 3 or 4 games, I think he's played really, really well. He's back to, maybe what he was doing at the end of last season again. But as you say, he's an excellent option to bring off the bench, and it's horses for courses. Big Aribo, I mean, you've seen the goal he scored yesterday. He's got that in his locker. Maybe not so much Glenn Kamara has, but Aribo's got that in his locker, If you're wanting to open a team up, you're going to play Aribo ahead of Kamara. I think probably you would do, But there's times like away in Europe, or even at Ibrox, you maybe want to just steady the ship for a wee while against the likes of Porto. You'd maybe have Kamara there, But it's great options to have, Ox. It really is, and it goes back to what I was saying just sort of 5-10 minutes ago there. Last season we were looking at the bench and we were thinking there's nobody really on that bench that we could think could come on and change games for us. Well, we've got that now, to have the option of have, Aribo up front, or are you playing Kamara, you've got Davis, you've got Jack. And Ryan Jack for me is having a brilliant season, an absolute blinder of a season I think Ryan Jack's having. So to have the options, I can't go wrong, man, as far as I'm concerned. It's, it's brilliant for the gaffer.
We're in a better place than we were this time even last year, Rudy. We really are.
If you look at last year compared, if you look at 12 months ago, compared to the now, as I said, the squad's getting stronger each transfer window. I don't know what will happen in January. I dread to think that Alfie, there's a possibility of a huge offer coming in for Alfie. I sincerely hope no, because he's so pivotal to how we set up and how we play. 22 goals already this season. Yeah, it'd be a bit of a nightmare to go losing him the new, or losing him in January rather. But I'm sure they're looking at a couple of players just now, and even if it is just loans, as somebody said, just to come in and bolster the squad a wee bit. It's a long, hard season.
If you're sitting doing recruitment, Rudy,
aye.
What it's like when people are headhunting you. It happens to you all the time, And but if you're sitting there and you're doing recruitment, you've got to pan out all the scenarios, mate.
Of course you have. I mean, I don't doubt they're sitting just now looking at the Alfredo thing. And I tell you something else they might be looking at as well is James Tavernier. If they get a big bid in for James Tavernier,
we can't
pennies.
Can't sell him.
No,
we would sell Fox. Who would tell Fox?
But I'm sure they're looking at that, though, Ox, you know what I mean, and thinking
about who would tell Fox? You need to get Gerrard to go.
I'm not telling him. I'm not telling him.
Gerrard would need to go to his door, give him a personal explanation.
Gerrard confirmed the other day, didn't he, that Kamara's been looked at.
Right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You know, see that, Fox, can I see that sort of reverse blind passes he's playing, Kamara? Do you think, you know, I mean, obviously we'd come through that Arsenal academy and it'd all be slick, you know, the way that Arsenal play. Do you think he's just got that ingrained into him? And expecting people on a wavelength that maybe they're not on the same wavelength as him, and he's doing things it's making him look like a dummy when he's no.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he looks like a dummy. If you think back to the Aberdeen game last year when we lost a goal.
But he's put us under pressure, I get that.
Aye, the first 2 times. He done it once yesterday. It's just a selection of passes. It's no, it makes everybody look. Always maybe go to do sometimes. Go back maybe to McGregor and start again. Go the way you're facing rather than try and date people with eyes all the time.
Easy ball.
Aye, sometimes as simple as that. But what? He's still a young man, but he's a good player. We're the piece. I mean, I'm nitpicking him. I'm just giving an honest of what I see, you know.
Aye. Earlier on you go.
Just yesterday's performance, I thought Aribo would have been my star man in the midfield just because of the goal, Fox. Just because of the finish. I thought the three of them played equally as well, different times. I thought Kamara kept the ball well at times, but the goal was worth the admission money on its own.
I think you've got to take the midfield as the trio. They all done their jobs and done them well. Aribo got a bit of glory by scoring a goal, but the other two worked their socks off, mate.
I totally agree with that.
And he doesn't get forward if the other two aren't doing the job behind him.
I agree.
So,
but goal scorers always get a wee bit of the glory, didn't they?
And I think most of the game they were against 5 in the midfield. They played a kind of 4-2-3-1, and the 3 kind of fell back to make it a 5 in the middle. So the 3 in the midfield had to work hard yesterday. And I think as a trio they done very well.
I thought they were steady and they worked really hard as a unit. But Aribo's, I'm giving him just above, let's say, a quarter or half a mark above the other two.
What if Kamara burst the net with that net bound shot, that wonder save never came off?
Then he might have been above the other two, yeah.
Aye, he'd been greeting at his cornflakes a day with that. I thought he was busting the net with that.
Aye. It looked in all the way, didn't it?
Aye.
It was some shot, it really was. He took it so well, he hit it so sweetly. I mean, it was a great save for the goalie.
Aye.
The goalkeeper pulled a couple of cracking saves off yesterday. You know, it could have been sort of 4-0, really, you know, some of the shots that the goalie
I thought that was in, because he turned to celebrate, didn't he? See, that's that blind turn again.
Oh, dear.
Right, JFK, we move on to the forwards. Yesterday, obviously, Arfield sort of linking up between the midfield and the forwards, Ryan Kent and the one and only Alfredo Morelos.
Yeah, three of them played really, really well. Ryan Kent was his usual industrious self, you know, his wee runs and off the ball and when he had the ball, but I gave him a 7 only because he came off injured. I think he'd maybe got an 8 or a 9, but it was unfortunate the dirty sod did what he did. Twice he did it to him. And according to that nameless commentator, said that's just a spoiling tactic. He really didn't touch him there. It was coming together. Arfield, I think he linked up well, and I gave him a 7. I thought he did a good game. I didn't expect Arfield to play yesterday. But obviously I thought he'd have played Ojo, but obviously he didn't. But he performed well as well. For me, Fred, he just got about you're going to be quarters now. But my man of the match was Hollander, but as a 9. But Fred, I gave it 8 3/4.
Aye, I get what you're saying there. The two of them played really well, but somebody's got to edge it. That Ryan Kent, mate. Is he only, apart from McGregor, is he only player in the squad that's no scored this season? On the park yesterday, they all scored. I think they have, haven't they? Centre backs.
Good shout.
Yeah. He needs to get his finger out. Thought he was unlucky with his shot.
Has Arfield scored?
That's a good question, Arfield. He scored in Midtjylland to be cloud in that.
A goal's a goal.
Scored a good goal in Midtjylland, didn't he?
Aye, did I?
You there, Fox? You fell off the slipper?
No. I was just, once you corrected me, that was all right with me, mate.
All right.
I'll go back to my big slipper.
Oh dear. I thought Morelos involved with the 2 goals, ruffle and tumble for the first one, and never seen the second one coming. Really, it was a goal he's in making.
The angle he scores it for as well. You know, he's kind of, you know, he's got a defender there trying to push him off the ball, uses his strength, turns, and just has a go. You know, and the angle he scores for is brilliant. You know, he's absolutely flying right now, Ox, you know. And you can almost say game by game, he's very, if he's no man of the match, he's very close to it. Like he was yesterday for me as well, you know. And he works so hard, you know, he gives, you know, every defence he's come up against this season almost, he's gave him a torrid time yet. His goal, the way he took his goal yesterday, it's just, he's a player absolutely brimming with confidence right now. He's playing well, he's scoring goals, he's banging them in for fun, 22 goals already this season. And he's loving life. He's absolutely loving life at Rangers right now. You know, that goal yesterday, when I saw him, the angle I was at, I thought he'll cut the ball back to somebody or something. No, Alfie's thinking, I'm having a go here. And rightly so, right across, far corner, and it's nestles in the back of the net. Brilliant goal. Took it so well, Ox. He really did.
Aye, strikers grab the headlines. Morelos certainly deserves them. Everybody will be interested to see if he could hit this magical 30 before Christmas. Smurf.
Aye, and I wouldn't be surprised if he'd done it, you know. The thing it really, with that and on, he's got Ali McCoy's European record in his sights as well. He's not a million miles away now. He's got, there's a lot of targets in the horizon for him. But the thing that amazes me about him is the treatment that he takes, you know, the kicks and the assaults, shall we call them. And he's always available. He's never injured, is he? He always declares himself. He's always wanting to play. You know.
He's built like the proverbial brick shithouse. That's why he's
solid. It's his attitude and all, innit? It's his attitude and all. You know.
I love the faces he pulls.
Aye, coming off when he scored that second goal and he's starting to stay him for his hat trick.
Aye.
And he gets socked.
I tell you, see when maybe somebody takes a ball off and he's left, he's maybe having a moment at referee. So you just look at him, you can't help but laugh.
But you see, Gordon goals and he's wanting his hat trick and Gerrard's calling him off. Did you see Gerrard and Jermaine Defoe laughing at him? They were laughing at him because of his face, you know. It shows a real bit of camaraderie there. They're all having fun while they're at it, you know, at their work, like, you know what I mean?
That's right. Against Porto as well, wasn't it? When he gave Jack Pelters for no playing him up that bod on the side.
Yeah.
And then later on, Jack sort of played him in and he scored that wonder goal. But you know, it's just he's so frustrated. You know, he's so aggressive, so passionate. You know, real winner, I think, in there.
He just loves for scoring goals, doesn't he? That's all he wants. He loves for it. Absolutely loves for it.
Oh, brilliant.
He's on you go, Fox.
It's his game intelligence that's improved this season as well. He's not only just holding the ball up, mate, he's spraying the ball about with passes. There was a couple of times in that game yesterday when he was on the left-hand side, took the ball in, moved backwards with the ball and then spread the ball right across the park. He's making chances now for other players. He's not as greedy. And that goal that he made and took himself, top class, mate, top class.
You look at the assist he had for Stephen Davis against Porto. Would be Alfredo last season have done that, folks? I'm not
or the ball for Hollander to score as well, you know.
Yep. The Alfredo last season might not have done that, but he certainly is, like you say, his whole attitude's changed, you know, his game intelligence has changed. But that's down to the coaching he's getting, and he's playing beside a great striker. Well, he's working with a great striker in Jermaine Defoe. If you're a young player and you can, the experience and the goals and the experience and the career that Jermaine Defoe's had, if you can't learn anything after that guy, you shouldn't be in football, really. So he must be learning loads just now, Fox.
Without a doubt, Rudy.
He's turned that around quicker than people thought, JFK. So how did you score the front three yesterday going in, JFK? What was it?
7 for Kent, 7 for Arfield, and 8 3/4 for Fred.
All right, okay. Fox?
I thought Arfield and Kent worked hard. I would have given them 7, 6s, maybe just more than 6s, but Alfie at 8, mate. Definite 8.
All right, Scott Arfield 6.5. He got an extra half apart just for that pass for the goal. Excellent pass. I thought apart from that, he was reasonably quiet. He works hard for us, but reasonably quiet. Hopefully, his form will improve as the season goes on, because I think there's something that Scott Arfield could be a catalyst for us. Ryan Kent, I just don't think we've seen the best of Ryan yet, and I think he's ready to explode. Once he gets his full fitness, he gets a bit of luck with one of his shots going in. I think he's ready to take off because he's got the determination and the bravery. Yesterday I gave him 6. Yes, 6. And Alfredo Morelos, for me, 7.5. Involved with 2 of the goals, arguably man of the match. Maybe not the best player on the park, but when you're involved in the 2 winning goals, it takes a bit of beating. But really pleased with the team performance yesterday rather than individuals. Me, Rudy Bear.
I'm giving Arfield a 6. I think he was a bit quiet yesterday, but I sometimes think, you know, when we play with the Arfield, that there's something just we kind of lose something with them. But I'd like to see him getting back to. I'd like to see him get back to his best, Scotty Arfield. Ryan Kent, I love Ryan Kent. I just love him to bits. He's no fully fit yet. We'll have to give him a wee bit of time. You know, he goes off yesterday with another injury because of another hammer thrower. You're just thinking, how many times does this need to happen? You know what I mean? I just love Ryan Kent to bits. You know, he's the kind of player that he gets on the ball, you get up out your seat. You're wanting to see what he's going to do. He's got pace. He goes by players for fun. He's just not hit the heights this season yet because, well, you know, he's been injured, right? So once he gets back fully fit, he said he sell a couple of weeks back. He's not fully fit yet. He reckons he's about 85, 90%. He's not fully 100% there yet. When he is, you'll see the best of him, Marks. You really will. The very first time I seen Ryan Kent, I was really impressed with him. So I was, for a young player, he's fearless. He doesn't care. He'll take anybody on, any amount of players on. But Alfie, for me, is the linchpin to the whole thing. The amount of work he does up front on his own sometimes. The way he occupies defences, the way he's starting to bring other players in, and he's starting to, he's assisting other players in their goals and stuff like that. I'm going to give Alfie a 7.5 for yesterday. I'll give Ryan Kent a 6.5, and I'm going to give Scotty Arfield a 6.
Stuff.
I wouldn't change it any different. I just think that once we hit this winter break and they have this wee sort of mini training camp, and they've got wee mini pre-season they've got a game lined up and that maybe we'll see the best of Ryan Kent and hopefully Scotty Arfield as well. You know, we've seen people lose form and whatever and come out the other end, and you know, Arfield might come good for us at the right time of the season, the business end of the season. So I've got no worries about it. You know, hopefully get that winter break with a trophy in the cabinet and beat the Mankey Mauburn or in hole, and then get into that winter break and come out the other end of it fresh, ready for the running, I think we'll be all right. I think you two will be all right and all.
So on mute again.
We've got 10 matches, Smurf, between now and the winter break. There's a lot of football. There's a trophy at stake, European progression.
That's it.
Points.
There's a lot. Two European games. Do you see a cup final?
Is this a squeaky bum time of the season for us?
No, it's no. I think it's we've got to manage it correctly, and then it'll be the catalyst for the rest of the season.
For the springboard, is it?
Aye, and I think if we can manage this to the winter break, have a wee mini pre-season, it'll just tease up nice for the running. I think it's pivotal, and it's crucial for us just to manage it right as he's been doing, one game at a time. Take your Bridgeman in every game and focus on nothing else, and hopefully we'll come out good at the other end. The cup final's crucial to our success this season. I think whoever wins that will win the league.
Do you know what? I think that's a good point you make there, Smurf, because this team needs to know how to win a bit of silverware. And see, once they get the first bit of silverware, they get the taste for it then, don't they? And it allows them to have the confidence to go in the second half of the league. That's what this team needs. It needs a bit of silverware. See if they could lift that League Cup in the League Cup final. It would be such a huge leap forward. The first trophy for such a long time. But it lets them know how it feels to be winners. It lets them know how it feels to lift a bit of silverware.
Smell blood.
Smell blood, that's exactly it. And they're going into the second half of the season thinking, right, we want more of this. We've done it once, we can do it again. Let's get on with it now, So I agree with Smith.
Interesting, but we've still got two league games before then. Away to Hamilton, home to Hearts, and obviously we want to keep this momentum going, GFK, and take the 6 points.
Of course we do. I mean, as I said to you before, the two league games especially, that's my bread and butter. I mean, we're away and playing in the silly carpet against Hamilton, and we play Hearts at Ibrox on the 1st of December, and obviously we've got the European games. It's a big 10 games coming up. We keep talking about playing these games in the sections and that. Now we've got the silly Tartan Trannies fortnight again, so we've got to sit and thumbs up our ears, listen for something decent to watch. If the team keep playing the way they're playing now, I can't see us no being in the same position come the end of the season, the end of the year. Probably even better. If we can beat the PDs in their own midden and keep the momentum going, then the end of the year should be a great year. And if we can come out of that end of the year being in the last 32 of the Europa League, top of the league, and have our first silverware, my God, what an end to the year that would be.
Amazing.
It'd be fantastic, really, So I like to try and put it in.
I'd need a new liver.
What's that, mate?
I'd need a new liver.
I know. I already thought you had one. Oh dear. But these are the dreams that are the hopes that we've got for our team, because everyone is here. I know the guys and the lasses in the lobby and I know where we've been and what they did to us, and they don't like it that what we're doing now, and it's get it up them, as they say. So things are going good now, but let's not forget, guys, it can go tee up for us as well. So we just need to, as the bridge man says, keep it going for the Rangers, and the Rangers team need to keep doing that every week. And the way they're playing now, I just hope that momentum carries on, because wouldn't it be marvellous if what I said there came to fruition at the end of the year? God almighty, I'd need to go for more than one liver. I'd need to be stealing about 5 or 6.
The old Stardug will be on. you're looking forward. Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Can I thank yourself, Rudy? Great to hear from you, mate.
Hey, bother. Nice to speak to you.
Yeah, always great. And your good self, Smurf.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah. And JFK, Fox, and Jordan joined us. That first time caller.
Yeah.
Fox.
Good call.
Aye. Oh, Fox is away.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Oh, I need that for a ringtone.
Have you not got it?
Oh, it's brilliant.
You like it, Smurf?
Oh, it's fantastic. Imagine that your phone going off for that. I've never even met the guy and I want to.
What, he's a shocker? The man's a shocker. Telling you. There's that lassie when you need him, eh?
I'd have up for that as well. It's a shocker.
What you need is you want that guy from Sainsbury's and Govendale, everybody knows.
It's a mollification.
Anyway, can I thank these lads? Thank All School for doing the technicals. Thank everybody for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. But remember, with no football, we need you to make the show work. Take it away, All School boy.
There's a pub in Green Street where all good proddies you will meet. So come down here and together we'll have a jab. A welcome there you will receive, so good that you won't want to leave. A fine wee pub is Saltcoats Mermaid Bar. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. We all support the Queen and Crown. The prices here are the best in town. The bar staff, they are one terrific crew. Everyone laughing, full of cheer. It's one tremendous atmosphere, singing to support the red, white and blue. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. It's nice to come to the Mermaid Bar when Rangers are playing at Ibrox Park. You'll forget your worries and all your cares, singing songs against the Thames before you watch the Rangers win. For everyone here supports the Teddy Bears. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. If you are up from Belfast town, Tyrone, Fermanagh or County Down, Armagh, Antrim or London, Derry shores, the Mermaid is the place for you, so come and have a drink or two. Next time in Saltcoats you'll want to come back for more. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all.
Keep it going. Keep it going.